Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. It's nice to see all of your beautiful faces again. And I really appreciate all of you taking your time out of your Tuesday evenings in the middle of summer to learn Saulteaux with me. So as Kristen mentioned, I hope that all of you received last week's lesson. And just so that we have a good refresher, remember that I'm teaching the class the best that I can phonetically. So we're not going to emphasize too much on the writing structure of the language. So it's beginner Saulteaux, and we have 10 classes. This is now our second one. So our goal is by the end of the 10th class, we should be able to have a conversation in Saulteaux, a very beginner conversation in Saulteaux. So, all right. So, yeah. So I guess with that being said, anin zago kakanatanaway maganak Natalie Langan it is in guys. Pagnikantigno sa aning nawenzi megatas Regina and So, hello, my name is Natalie Langan, and I'm from Fishing Lake First Nation, but right now I reside in Regina. So, okay, so last week we covered some general phrases of introductions and greetings. So, does anybody specifically want to, I guess, have a quick, we'll do that. We'll spend a few minutes, a quick recap of what we did last week so that it can flow easier into this week's class, okay? So with every class that goes on, I want to incorporate every lesson that we did last week, we'll recap in the new lesson for each week. So that way we will be guided by this conversation that we're learning, the dialogue that we're learning. Okay, so how are you, all of my relations? So that was one of the very first phrases that we learned was aninzago. Aninzago. Okay, so does, of all the phrases that we learned last week, aninzago, nimenoya, quintas. And then we learned about the weather, anin ejwebak, and anin ejnakajuan. So how is the weather? What is your name? These are the reason why I chose these phrases was because I felt that these are good phrases to use as icebreakers. So it's good to introduce yourself that way, and it also lets the other person know that you are learning Saulteaux or you're in the beginning stages of Saulteaux, and it just makes it makes it I guess more comforting for everybody here. So. Okay, so last week, aninzago, nimenoya gintas, nimenoya gintas. I am fine, I am good. And you? Nimenoya gintas. I am very happy today. Nge nizikendam nongom. I am very happy today. Nge nizikendam nongom. I am very happy today. Anin eznakazuan. What is your name? Anin eznakazuan. What is your name? Okay. And then you would say, Natalie Nitizinkas. Your name, Nitizinkas. You're just responding back to that question that was asked to you. Anin eznakazuan. Natalie Nitizinkas. Nitizinkas. Your name goes ahead of that phrase, Nitizinkas. And then to just shift that back, Gintas. Anin as nakazuan. Gintas. What about you? Gintas. What about you? Anin as nakazuan. Gintas. Anin as nakazuan. And then again, you would say your name. Nitizinkas. Anin as nakazuan. Natalie Nitizinkas. Gintas. Anin as nakazuan. You would say your name there. So that's basically what we covered last week was how are you, the response to that. And I also gave a couple of different answers. So you're not just stuck knowing one phrase, one term. It's good to switch it up a bit to know a couple for sure. And then at the end of that, I had asked a few of you, what were some phrases that you wanted to learn? So I got those back here. So now I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen and we're going to get into lesson number 2 now. So just bear with me here. Let me pull that up. Okay. Oh, Kristen, it says host disabled participant screen sharing. Okay, so I'll try it again. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Here is lesson number 2. So again, here, this is basically what we covered all last week were these phrases here. So you have those in the handouts. And for anybody that didn't get the handout, or if you missed last week's class, just let us know here right now, and then we can definitely get that out to you, because I feel that it's also very important for you to not only join the classes, but having something physically in front of you so you can learn it also at your own pace, and how to say them phonetically. So that's what I did here. Okay, so question 1. So we are going to just go into more of this dialogue. So aside from how are you, what's the weather, and what is your name? Well, where are you from? Where are you from? Andewenzian. Andewenzian. So again, you're going to see here, I'll have, this is the question, the spelling of it, and then I do it phonetically. So please tell me your suggestions as well. I want to know your suggestions for phonetic learning. Just sound it out. How does it sound to you when you sound it out? Are you able to share that with me so that I can update it on my end as well? So whatever works for you. Where are you from? Ande Wenzian. Okay, so say that along with me. Ande Wenzian. Where are you from? Ande Wenzian. So where is ande? And that's just a phonetic way that I think that how it would sound if I were to say it phonetically. Where? Ande. Ande. Wenzian. Where does your family come from? Where are you from? Wenzian. Ande Wenzian. Where are you from? And then, so in my case, I would say, like, I am from Fishing Lake First Nation, but I would respond to that. It doesn't necessarily have to be in Saulteaux. I can just say Fishing Lake Niwenzi. Fishing Lake Niwenzi. I am from Fishing Lake. Or Nakantiganuze Aning Niwenzi, which is Fishing Lake, and it's like the jackfish and lake. That's basically how you say Fishing Lake in Saulteaux. So I would say Nakantiganuze Aning Niwenzi from Fishing Lake, or Fishing Lake Niwenzi. It's I also find it easier this day and age when you're trying to learn a language. It's to help you understand it better is also like a broken English. Broken English is also a good way to learn. So that's what I would say there. Fishing Lake Niwenzi, Andewenzi, and Fishing Lake Niwenzi. So you'll notice Wenzian and Niwenzi. It's both of them are saying, where are you from? Where are you from? And then again, to turn that question around, you're going to say Gintas. Well, what about you? Where are you from? Gintas, Andawenzian. Gintas. You then, Andawenzian. Where are you from? You then, where are you from? So that's this first lesson here is where are you from? You're responding back where you're from, and then you are turning the question around and asking what about you then? Where are you from? Andawenzian, Fishing Lake Nawenzi, Gintas, Andawenzian. So it's this word Wenzian is in all of the answers. So it's telling you this is where I'm from. Well, what about you? Where are you from? Wenzian, where are you from? Okay, so do we have any questions on that so far?
Do we want to go around the room and have people say it out? Anybody? Any volunteers?
And so when I'm pronouncing these words to you, it is it's basically how I was raised in the language. So when I shared last week, I let you know that I grew up in a very fluent household, and I learned the words by hearing the collapsed versions of words. I didn't learn how to say them or to sound them out. It was, I learned these words by the collapsed versions. So I know in other communities, they will pronounce these words differently. They will emphasize on different vowel sounds and whatnot. But this is the, I guess, the collapsed version that I'm teaching you. Is just what I grew up knowing and how I pronounce the words. So, all right. So then we have, hello, how are you? I am good. How are you? I am feeling happy. What's the weather like? What's your name? Now, where are you from? So that's already right there. That is a good start on how to have an introductory conversation with somebody. So as I mentioned, again, all of this is practice. Write these words down how you feel they should sound phonetically. It makes it easier that way so you can understand. Okay, and okay, so aninzigo, nimenoya quintas. That was nimenoya quintas. Genedzikendam quintas. Anin ejueba, ange abawa, ange sana. So this was all from last week. Anin ejnakazuan, Natalie Nikzinkas. Andawenzian. Fishing Lake Nawenzi, Gintas, Andawenzian. So that is a good icebreaker. You're going back and forth, person to person, asking questions, getting to know the other person's name, where they're from, just asking the weather. So that's good in there. Okay, and then now question number 2. Do you speak Saulteaux? Now, I'm not sure who it was last week, but they wanted to, they basically wanted a phrase in there that said, well, I don't speak Saulteaux very well. So this is going to be that portion. So you're going to be asking, do you speak Saulteaux? And because we're learning here, you can say, I don't speak Saulteaux very well. Ginakawe nagin, do you speak Saulteaux? Ginakawe nagin. So ki is you, nakawe is the language. Gin again, ginakawe nagin. So these are just, it's a question. The phrase in there is the question. The phrase in there is, do you speak Saulteaux? Ginakawe nagin. So that's just a basic question. Ginakawe nagin. Ginagawa, nagin. The answer, I don't speak Saulteaux very well. Gawin nita nakawesi. Gawin nita nakawesi. So you're just responding back. I don't speak Saulteaux very well. Gawin nita nakawesi. So gawin is no, don't. Nita is like, no, I don't. It's referring to me. No, I don't. Nakawesi, speak and understand the Saulteaux. Ginakawe nagin. Gawin nita nakawesi. So if somebody, if a more fluent speaker just came up to you and they want to engage in a conversation, they could just straight out ask you, Ginakawe? It could be Ginakawe, Ginakawe nagin. So it could be the collapsed version, it could be the full question, Ginakawe, but that in itself is it saying, do you speak Saulteaux or do you understand Saulteaux? And you can, just by understanding that term, that phrase, you can say, Gawin nita nakawesi. And then they will know. Gawin, no, I don't speak Saulteaux very well. Gawin nita nakawesi. Okay, so does anybody want to give that a try? I think we should say that aloud so that we know that we're on the same page here. So who wants to jump right in and ask the question? Ginakawe nagin.
Oh, we got a hand raiser here.
Okay.
Zoom user. I don't know what her name is. Oh, and another one too.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's go okay, let's go with Glenda. Glenda Lee.
Ginakawe nagin.
Right, good job. Yeah, Ginakawe nagin. Do you speak Saulteaux? Ginakawe nagin. Yeah,
Who wants to
job.
answer her now? Somebody? Okay, I will. Gawin nitaw nagawesi. Gawin nitaw nagawesi.
Right. Gawin nita nakawesi.
Gawin nitaw nagawesi.
Yeah.
Anybody else? It's fun. Fun when you participate.
Don't be shy. We're all learning together. Don't be shy.
Ginakawe nagin.
Right.
Awesome. Now who's gonna answer her?
Anybody? Come on. Don't be shy.
Missy.
Delphine Indishnikas Gawin Natal Nakawesi.
Good job. Yeah.
Awesome.
Good job. Thank you for participating. Yeah, so that's the exciting part, right? Is just say these words, say them over. It's really about the repetition and making it stick. I know last week I kept saying like, write these phrases down on sticky notes and post them everywhere. It makes it easier for like when you hear it and when you say it, it makes it, you know, you can learn this language, and it really doesn't have to be super difficult. So good job. Thank you for participating on that one. Okay. So just moving on here. So this is, okay, so this is basically just continuing. Do you speak Saulteaux? Ginakawe nagin. Ginakawe nagin. Gawin nita nakawesi. Gawin nita nakawesi. But somebody could come in and say, No, ginita nakawe. They could just say, no, you speak Soto very well. So just on how confidence definitely goes a long way. I can't emphasize that on that enough. So so rather than saying, oh, well, by all means, you can say, gawin nita nakawe, si, but somebody will say, ginita nakawe, you speak Soto very well. Ginita nakawe. So there's really not much difference when it comes with these words. Nakawe, si, is speaking it. Nakawe is it's like singular, like just speak, not speaking, but speak. So gawineta nakawe si. I don't speak Soto very well. Somebody could say, gineta nakawe, you speak Soto very well. Gineta nakawe. So I tried to break it down here again, phonetically here. So I hope you can all follow along here and understand my notes here on how I'm trying to break this all down. Okay, and somebody as well from the last class wanted to know basically the phrase on like sit down, let's talk. So I just basically just wrote out the phrase like sit down and let's speak Soto. So namatipin ga nakawe min, which means we are going to sit down, like sit down. This is basically a command. Namatipin, sit down. Namatipin, sit down. Ga nakawe min. Ga nakawe min means like let's, like me and you, let's. Ga, me and you, us. Nakawe min. We're going to talk Soto to each other. Namatipin ga nakawe min. Sit down and let's speak Soto. Namatipin ga nakawe min. Sit down and let's speak Soto. Let's talk Soto. Namatipin ga nakawe min. Sit down and let's speak Soto. So that was more of a phrase that I put in there. Okay, so here's ga nakawe min. We'll talk in Soto. Namatipin, sit down. Ga nakawe min. We'll talk in Soto. Okay, so this all, so right from question 2. Do you speak Soto? Ginakawe nagin. Ginakawe nagin. Do you speak Soto? Ginakawe nagin. Answer 2. So just replying, I don't speak Soto very well. Gawin nita nakawe si. Gawin nita nakawe si. You speak Soto very well. Ginita nakawe. Ginita nakawe. You speak Soto very well. Ginita nakawe. Sit down and let's talk in Soto. Namatipin ga nakawe min. Namatipin ga nakawe min. Okay, so who wants to give that one a try here? Sit down and let's speak Soto. Sit
I'll
down.
go.
Okay.
Namatipin ga. Sorry, I lost my line. Okay. Namatipin ga nakawe min.
Right. Good job. Good job. All right. Let's have some more volunteers there.
Namatipin ka I can't say it. Nakawe min.
Nakawe min. Yep.
Nakawe min.
Nakawe min.
Okay.
Nakawe min. Nakawe Wemin. Naka Wemin. Naka Wemin. Naka Wemin. Namatapin ka Naka Wemin. Namatapin. Sit down. Ka Naka Wemin. We'll speak in Saulteaux. Ka Naka Wemin. Naka Wemin. So with all of my notes here, guys, is everybody following along with my phonetic lines?
Nita.
Yes.
Okay, because I like this is just what I'm thinking in my head, right? And that's why I really want everybody's input, because I want I want to know, like, what are your suggestions? Maybe you have an idea of a better way that I could spell these out so that you can sound them out phonetically. I know last week we had somebody join in on the class, and they recommended that I put that I break the words down in brackets here. So that's just what I did, because I didn't have that on there before. And this way, when I just have them in the brackets here, it shows you what word is to what. So I hope that's helpful.
I find the brackets really helpful.
Oh, okay, good. I'm glad. Yeah, because that was a good recommendation, and it just. And then when I have them down here on the bottom, like I guess like the breakdown of let's see, we'll go up to the beginning here. So where are you from? Ande Wenzian, and then Ande. And then I have them broken down on the side there, like what does where means Ande. And that's, so they're all broken down, and I have them in the brackets there. And so some of these, like, so for example, like this one here, Wayne Zian, Wayne, I don't know. That's just how I thought I had that. Maybe that's how it's spelled. Wayne. How would I spell that out? How would I sound that out? Wayne Zian and Z. You know, like in the language, there's a lot of things going on nasally and in the back of your throat when you're pronouncing a lot of these words. So when you have something like Wayne Zian, I can feel it coming out of my nasal. I can feel it in my nasal, and I can feel like my tongue doing something funky when I say that word. So it's important too to try and spell these out as close as possible as to how you're saying the words. So Wayne Zian, and that was just my way of spelling that out. Wayne Zian. Wayne Zian, where does your family come from? Okay, so I hope that's helpful. Again, people chime in. Glenda, I see your hand up in here. Do you have a question?
Yes. I thought I said very well. Like it shows down your list a little bit there. And yeah. It looks like there's two words that are the same, where it says I don't and very well seem the same.
They do, yes. So that's something that also that tripped me up in there as well. Is like, okay, now how do I find out? So well, when I send this out for everybody to receive this copy, yeah. I will clarify all of this, because I don't want anybody getting confused. But that's also something with me as well, like gawin nita. So it's like, no, I don't. Well, gawin is no, don't. Nita is like, it's almost like an action, like I don't. It's hard for me to explain that, but I will clarify that, Glenda, for sure, because I don't want you getting confused on that as well. So okay. Yeah, when I say I don't speak Saulteaux very well, gawin nita nakawesi. So gawin nita is like, maybe that's very well. Maybe nita is very well. Oh. Yeah, but well is not nita. So I will clarify that. I will make sure that that is clarified by the time this gets sent out and in the coming days here, probably tomorrow or Thursday, you guys will get this copy.
Okay,
Yeah,
just
for
for short though, a person could say possibly gawin and it would be no,
Gawin. Yeah.
gawin.
Yeah. So you can just say
Okay.
Gawin.
Okay,
Yeah. So, and then even a collapsible version of that, rather than saying neta in there, gawin na si. So it's like a collapsible version of that. So gawin is no, don't. Nako si. Still, nako si still means understanding Saulteaux or speaking Saulteaux. So you can collapse that. We can even get rid of neta. Gawin nako si. So it could, like, ne is me. So you're saying like I, ne, I, neta. Gawin neta nako si, or gawin ne nako si. We could even get rid of ta in there.
okay.
And yeah, let's, so ne is I. So we could just do it like that way. Ne is I, gawin, no, don't. So nako si is still in there. Gawin ne nako si. There, then that makes it, that cleans it up. So that makes it better. Gawin ne nako si. No, I don't speak or understand Saulteaux very well. So, and then na, you'll see that I have in here, it's a question mark. Na is like, it's just a question. You're asking a question and you want to know what that is. Ginakawe na, like, do you speak Saulteaux? Ginakawe. And again, you don't even need na in there. You can just simply put in there, ginakawe. So we don't even have to say this part, like nagin. Nagin is you. So we got rid of na. We don't need na in there. Ginakawegin. You can just simply say ginakawegin. It still means the same thing. So without having na in there, do you speak Saulteaux? Ginakawe. Or just simply ask it as a question. Ginakawe. It's simply asking, do you speak Saulteaux? You don't have to have the other ones in here. So let's just get rid of that. Ginakawe. It's basically still, do you speak Saulteaux? Okay, so that was, do you speak Saulteaux? Ginakawe. So there's that in there. Okay. Yeah, and then so again, I will clean this up in here because I will, if simplifying it that way is easier for everybody, where I can really genuinely like just collapse the words so that it's easier to say and understand, I can do that as well. I don't need to spell out every little phrase and questions and command in here to mean, because like I said, with Saulteaux, you can have an entire phrase that means 2 words, or you can have just the opposite where you can have like 2 words and it means an entire sentence. So this can all be adjusted. It can, I can really go down and simplify all of it as well. So I can do that for next week's lesson, and you can, we'll focus on the differences in there. And I think for next week's class, just, so just give me your input here. So what we've done here already, we have a really good dialogue phrase started here already. So we've got some questions, we've got some answers. You know, we are going back and forth talking to one another. So we've got some good dialogue on here. Next week, what I wanted to cover was like numbers and days of the weeks. Days of the week, we can go through months. We can go through weather. So again, these are all things that can be used in your dialogue, in your introductory dialogue that you're having with somebody. We can say, ask a question, do you know what day it is today? And we can learn the numbers, we can learn the days of the week, we can learn the months and all of that. Does that interest you? Or do you specifically want to just learn phrases and commands and nothing singular, like how to count to 10, things like that? So like, let me know what your thoughts are, because this is your class. This is your class. And I want you to learn the beginning ways of how to handle a dialogue conversation. So is that something that we want to learn, or is numbers and days of the week and months, is all of that too soon? Should we wait for later? Because I really, definitely in one of these classes, we are going to be learning that. We'll spend an entire class on that, and it's nothing crazy. We'll learn something basic, like just how to count to 10. So that's what I want to do for next class, because this one, I think we have last class and this class is a good icebreaker, a good way to have a conversation. All right, what are your
We've got
thoughts?
some chat messages here.
Okay.
So we have, I myself would like to learn anything we have time to cover. Another one is, I like introductions about where I am from. Another one is, the basics and whatever else you can throw in is good for me. Another one is, I'm interested in learning numbers, months, dates, etc.
Okay, excellent. So I think where these classes are going right now are definitely where we need to be for learning these introductory phrases and terms, so that you can have that conversation with somebody else. So we'll definitely keep on this track. That is something that that we'll cover every class, and then as the classes go on, we're definitely going to be learning more complex phrases. Like right now, this is very beginner. At, say, for example, maybe at the maybe in the 7th or 8th class, it's going to be like food phrases, food that food that we're cooking, food that we're going to eat.
There's a couple more here, Natalie. Sorry.
Yeah, sure. No problem. No problem.
I don't want to like cut you up.
No, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. Can we learn animals? Yes, animals too, please. Then we have family members. So mom, dad, brother, sister, grandma.
Oh, absolutely.
And then we have
yes.
Prayer. Some good things to say as we're smudging. Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is good. Okay, so
maybe asking for help or directions. Where's the washroom? How do I get to the powwow?
Good one. Okay, directions.
Yep. And then somebody said, I love that about smudging, ceremony, etc.
Okay, absolutely. Okay, good. Because this gives me the direction that I need to go in to teach you guys. Like definitely kinship is one thing that we're going to be learning, because there's different ways on how to do kinship, whether it's your mom's side or your dad's side. So there's some differences in there. There are subtle differences, but they do mean different when you're saying it's okay. Well, this is my mom's brother, as opposed to like, this is my dad's brother. So there's differences in there. So we'll definitely learn about kinship. Directions, absolutely. That's also a really good way to maybe break the ice when you're talking with somebody. You want to know how to get to the next reserve. Some general questions like that. And then again, the ceremony, smudging words like that. And then the animals. Okay, so we'll definitely, I will incorporate all of those as the lessons go on. We can, and then so going on for next week, we'll do some numbers and some days of the week, and that's also a good icebreaker here. Okay, so we've got a quarter of the class left here, so I want to recap the entire lesson here. So I'm going to go through everything here and just chime in if you have any questions. But we'll go through this again on how to say these phonetically. Okay, so we'll start from here. Okay, so how are you? Anin sigogin. Anin sigogin. How are you? Anin sigogin. I am fine. I am good. Nimenoya gintas. Nimenoya gintas. I am good. Nimenoya. How are you? Gintas.
Do you have the first lesson, or because we can't see it on the screen here, Natalie?
That's what you just sent me. Sorry. What did I do here? Oh, no, that's not it. Am I still screen sharing? Can you guys see my screen?
We can see lesson 2.
Okay, wait, that one's still. Okay, and this is the one that you just sent me. Sorry, guys, just give me a moment here. Okay, wait, there's still this one. No, not this one. No, this one here. Sorry, I'm all over the place here, guys. I'm trying to pull up this other lesson. This was the lesson I couldn't find, Chris. Give me a minute here. Okay, this is the one you guys see. What am I doing here? Just give me a moment here, guys. Sorry. I will pull that up here.
In the meantime, I'm going to start writing people's names down so that we can do a little draw at the end here. Just so that you're not waiting for me at the end.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for doing that again, Kristen. That's awesome that you have some door prizes. Okay, no, not this one. This one here. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that, guys. And we'll get back on here. And where am I? Okay. This one here. Okay, here we go, guys. This was the first lesson. So just in case, if you don't have this up in front of you, that's okay. So this is what we're going to go through. This was from the very beginning, just a quick recap on there. Can everybody see that? I'm sharing, right? Yes, I am. Okay. Okay, so question one, how are you? Anin sigogin. Anin sigogin. I am fine. Nimenoya. I am fine. Good. You. Nimenoya. Gintas. I am very happy today. Angin idzikendam nungum. Anin sigugin. Nemenoya gintas. Ngene ziken damnungum. How is the weather? Anin e shuebak. Anin e shuebak. How is the weather? It is warm. Inge abawa. Inge abawa. It is warm. Inge abawa. Or it is very cold. Inge gisana. Inge gisana. How is the weather? Anin e shuebak. Inge abawa. Anin e shuebak. Inge gisana. What is your name? Anin Ejnakajuan. Anin Ejnakajuan. Natalie Nitizinkaz. Nitizinkaz. Natalie Nitizinkaz. And you, what is your name? Gintas. Anin Ejnakajuan. Gintas. Anin Ejnakajuan. Natalie, Nitizinkaz. So again, these are just the same responses. It's a different question, but the same responses. So Natalie, Nitizinkaz. Okay, so that was very general in there. So we'll just go through that one more time, and I'll just go through this rapidly just so that you can hear it and maybe in a faster tone. Anin Sugokin, Nimenoya Gintas. Ngene ziken damnungum. Anin eshuebak. Nge abawa. Nge gisina. Anin eznakazuin. Natalie Nitizinkaz. Gintas. Anin eznakazuin. Natalie Nitizinkaz. Okay, so we got that one on there. That was the first class. Okay, so we got all that. So we just reviewed that one. And so now we're going to go in and I will share this. Okay, and then so now this is the second one. So again, that's just the recap that we did. Where are you from? Andewenzi and Fishing Lake Nwenzi. You then, where are you from? Gintas, Andewenzi and do you speak Saulteaux? Kinakawe? Kinakawe? I don't speak Saulteaux very well. Gawin ta nakawe si. Gawin nakawe si. You speak Saulteaux very well. Kineta nakawe. Kineta nakawe. Sit down and let's speak Saulteaux. Namatapin kanakawe min. Namatapin kanakawe min. Okay, so there was that one there. So that was all of the second class here. Andewenzi and Fishing Lake Nwenzi. Gintas Andewenzi and Kinakawe. Gawinita nakawe si. Kinita nakawe. Namatapin ganakawe min. All right, so that was, does anybody feel like this conversation is moving too fast, or do we need to focus more time on lessons 1 and 2 for next class? Is it a good, do you think it's, yep.
Maybe like doing the recaps like you just did is what helps.
Sorry, I can't hear you. You're breaking up.
Maybe like the recaps are good, like that you're doing the recaps, like maybe next class you could just recap of this one, session 2.
Okay, yep. So rather than going on every class, not recapping every class for every class, right? It's a good refresher for sure, but yeah, that's how I intended this to go. So so for next class, we'll just recap what we learned today, but then we're gonna learn all of new phrases again for next week. We'll throw in some numbers in there. And I don't want to add too much. I don't want to overwhelm you all with like 7 different phrases and answers and questions. Because I feel that it can easily get lost in all this translation. So that's why I just want to emphasize every class on just, you know, just a few phrases. 3 to 4, I think are really good. If you can practice even one of those phrases and feel that you have nailed it down confidently by the time the next class comes, then that's great. That's a lot of learning. So if you can just handle one phrase, like that is great. I don't want you to overwhelm yourself and get confused and lost in the language, but by all means, if you think you can handle every phrase that we're doing for every class, then that's great too. I mean, we're here to learn together. It's not a competition to see who can learn the most for every single class that goes on. It's just about to learning Saulteaux at an entry level, at an introductory way, so that you can relate with somebody, that you can maybe engage in a conversation. You might not be fluent, but you can still engage in a conversation by knowing a few phrases. So we'll do that then for every week. So it's yep, new phrases. So thank you for all of your input here. I'm definitely going to incorporate all of these, and of course, as the weeks go on, like I said, this is your class, and I want you to learn what you want to learn, not necessarily just what I'm teaching, but I want you to learn what you want to learn, and I want you to have fun with it. And
hey, Natalie.
Yeah.
A question, like if you're talking to someone and telling them like that you speak Saulteaux or very little, is there a way of saying that to them as well? Like if you do an introduction, like tell them that if they speak back to you, how can you tell them to speak slowly or something so that you can maybe understand them a bit better?
Yeah, I can do that. So there is, I mean, there's so many different ways that you can say a phrase. You know, there's not just the one way. You can have maybe 2 or 3 different ways to say one phrase. You can emphasize on it. You can, you know, you can make it a lot bigger than what it really is. But this one was just for basic here. So let's just say, for example, Ginakawe, do you speak Saulteaux? Rather than saying Gawin Nakawesi, like I don't speak Saulteaux very well. You can say Pangi go eten Nakawe. That's just, I speak a small amount of Saulteaux. Pangi go eten Nakawe. Just, and you're saying that's just a small amount. Pangigo, small. So that's, so yeah, there's totally, I can incorporate that as well. When I clean this up, maybe I'll just add, you know, another phrase, another answer that will say, instead of saying I don't speak Saulteaux very well, I'll put in there, I speak a small amount of Saulteaux, something like that. So yeah, there's that, we can tweak these notes, tweak these phrases, however you want to learn a certain phrase, let me know. But yeah, I can add that in there as well. Okay. Okay, so we got all that in there. Yeah, so Kristen will send you, well, I will send her first once I clean up these notes and add in and clarify some phrases in here, and we'll send that to Kristen, and she'll send that out to you, and we'll just keep doing that every week. You guys will all get the notes that I make here, and if Kristen even wants to put in my personal email in there, by all means, you're welcome to my personal email. If you want to know it right now, it's just natalielangen2020@gmail.com. So I can open to questions, or maybe you're too shy to just speak out in this class, you can send me an email, and that's natalielangen2020@gmail.com. So you can ask me your questions that way as well, and let me know what you want to learn for next week, or how I'm doing, or you can just say, hey, Nat, you're not doing, I need to learn a different way, or whatever, you know, just like, let me know. Like I said, this is your class. So, okay, so that was good. We covered a lot. We covered a lot of good questions and phrases, and it's moving along nicely. And I know, like, for some, I know an hour is nowhere near long enough, or for some people it's you know, an hour could be too overwhelming. So, but again, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for joining me and taking time out of your day to, especially summer, to learn with me. So I really appreciate that. And I think Kristen was wanting to do a draw here again at the end of the class. So
That's right. And you got a nice message here, Natalie. Thomasina said that you're doing great.
oh, thank you. Yeah. And I don't know how many of you got to hear my introduction for last class. So I just mentioned that although I did grow up in a very fluent household, it's been, you know, Saulteaux was my first language, and for the last nearly 20 years, it's been that long since my late grandmother passed away, and she was the one that taught me this language. And so since she has passed away, my, you know, a lot of that fluency went with her. So I wasn't able to dialogue every day with somebody anymore the way I did when she was here. And so this is me learning with all of you as well. I am learning my language all over again. It's not that I forgot it. It's the more I say it, the more I hear it, the more I realize, you know, that I didn't forget it. I always had it, but it's like that, you know, like that phrase, you know, once you know how to ride a bike, you never forget. And that's how I feel about Saulteaux. A lot of these words that I'm studying again and listening and hearing and relating to it just makes me remember I didn't forget this language. But it's definitely refreshing, and I'm glad that that you're learning with me, and I really appreciate that. So thanks to everybody for joining, and we will continue to learn together, and I will do my best